88.1 FM KFCF. It's your guy, Frankie D, and we are definitely in the building. The music has been banging all night. People have been calling in. And look, we've been bumping some hot music from the homie Easop. And speaking of the homie, check it out. We got him live on the line. What's cracking with you, fam?
Oh, man, ain't nothing cracking but just good times out here in Northern California, man. Thanks for having me. And it's a pleasure to be on with you, man, and break bread over the airwaves and just share, what's going on with your listeners and whatnot. So thanks for having me on your platform.
All right, now here at Set Free, we're definitely all about inspiration, getting people motivated, and playing some of this hot music. So for some of the cats out here in Central Cali that don't know who you are, why don't you tell us a little bit about who Easop is and what you represent?
Man, I'm just a cat from the inner city, a cat from the hood, man, who turned his life around in a more positive direction. A man of faith, and I've chosen to relay that in my music, and outside of going the secular route, which is if that's what cats choose to do, that's them. I've just chosen to inspire, bring hope. Matter of fact, I was in my neighborhood I grew up in today, where a lot of the homies who caught up in the street life, the thug life, and caught up in that inner city life. I was able to perform today and to hear everybody else that went on stage with what they was doing, and for me to get on the stage, for me with what I was doing, that's what I aim to do, bring my message of faith, hope, inspiration, all those things to the inner cities across America, man. And that's pretty much what I'm about, man. It ain't no glitz, no glam, nothing like that. It's just about being who I am, expressing my faith, sharing my values and my outlook on life, but keeping it hood and keeping it for the street, but maintaining the message of inspiration and hope that I'm trying to bring and sharing my faith at the same time. So that's in a nutshell, that's what I'm about, man.
Okay, so now getting down into the music for a minute. When it comes to music and you get to going into a project, you say you want to keep it gritty, you're sharing your faith, things of that nature. What's the process for when you head into a project?
For me, the process is I try to think as an outsider, somebody that's listening to my music, a cat that may have never walked into the church, a cat that may not know nothing about faith, a cat that may not know nothing about hope. So I try to put myself in the mind frame of the listener, like with a person that never heard of Easop, never heard of my music, never heard of my type of music. So I try to put myself in their mind frame. And I'm always asking for inspiration from God, in terms of sharing and writing songs that can inspire and bring hope. So when I approach a project, I try to just address the topics that relate. And that's the number one thing, because to me, hip-hop, rap, whatever you want to call it, is just another language. It's another form of communication. So it's the ability to communicate and express yourself in this particular medium, this particular vein, and express the topics and issues as it relates to what people that I know where I'm from, not only where I'm from, but all across America, to what they're going through, the struggles, the failures, the ups, the downs, the decisions that need to be made just in terms of survival and struggling with faith, struggling with hope, and, not having somebody there for you, and just kind of reaching out and grasping for things to fill voids in your life. So I try to address those topics in my music when I approach an entire project, or individually when I'm approaching a song as well. Just, thinking in terms of the listener and where they're at and the things that I've been through and things that I've seen in life as well.
All right. Yo, Set Free fam, right now, live on the air, we got Easop hanging out with us on this final Friday, doing it big with me and Miss Rochelle. Look, we're going to get into some music real quick, but we'll be right back with Easop. Y'all don't go nowhere.
Frankie D and Miss Rochelle. Set Free Radio.
88.1 FM KFCF. And look, it has been crazy all night long. I mean, I'm appreciating your calls, doing the big shout outs in between the music. And without further ado, we still got Easop on the line representing all day. You hanging in there, fam?
Yes, sir. I'm hanging in there with you, man. It's a blessing to be on. So, yes.
All right, now check this out. I mean, a lot of cats, I've been following hip-hop, especially inspirational hip-hop, for a long time. So many may not know who you are, but for me, I know that you're a veteran and been doing this for a minute. Now, when it comes to hip-hop and you doing the style of hip-hop that you do, you've been doing it so long. What keeps you going?
Really what keeps me going is the people, man, the fans. It was a trip, because yesterday I had got a few messages on my Facebook page, and I went on my iTunes page, and I read something from a fan that said, "You inspire me. You one of the best rappers I've heard," and just really kind of encouraging me and showing they love. So for me, and I was sharing this with somebody the other day, the people, man, when you hear the responses from the people and just how your music has encouraged them at some point in their life, help make them a better man, a better woman, how it helped them in their faith, how it inspired them. To me, that's bigger than money. That's the biggest reward that I can get as an artist when I'm doing these songs, when I'm doing this music, is the feedback that I get from the people that this song carried through something and inspired them and encouraged them. It motivated them in some way. So for me, that's what keep me going all these years. And as long as I'm relevant and God blesses me to do it, man, I'm not turning back and full throttle. I haven't put out a new project in a minute, but the projects that I did and the stuff that I did in the past, just to hear the stories from people who are doing inspirational hip hop now, because I man encourage them, and from all the people who are hearing some of the new music that I'm putting out now. So just hearing the stories for me is really what motivates me and keep me going and inspires me to keep putting out this music and to keep making the best music that I can make to continue to inspire, motivate, and uplift people in their spirit and their faith.
All right. Now, I mean, we've been banging some of the new singles here on Set Free Radio. What can we look forward to hearing when you come out with your new project?
Man, really, the new project, I really want it to be something different, Frankie D. And when I say different, I want it to be something that's out the box. I had a single that I put out some years ago, a video that I got called Out the Box. And what I mean by that is I really want this project to push the envelope, because my opinion is that, inspirational artists, sometimes we don't want to address some difficult topics for the sake of being safe. And so this project is really going to be something where I challenge the people that listen to it, and it's going to be a project where I really step outside the box and address some topics and say some things, whether you're in the church, whether you're not in the church, whether you listen to inspirational hip-hop or whatnot. It's really going to challenge people in terms of what they think and just some of the things that they hear. So I'm really excited about it, man. I don't want to be boxed in any one kind of way, but really, just have something, man, that's gritty, that's pounding, that's relevant, that's truthful, but at the same time, that's real, man, because the one thing that I know cats can identify is something that people can identify with on the street is something that's real, whether that's talking about your own personal struggles and things that I went through, my own personal failures. And it's really going to be a project of transparency, too, because, it might help somebody to know that what you've been through, like, man, I'm going through the same thing Easop has been through. So really addressing that on my project and certain songs and topics that I'm talking about. So I'm really looking for this project to be something that really is out the box and a project where it's real and it's transparent on top of that.
All right. Now, when can we look forward to that new album dropping? And is it coming anytime soon?
Well, it's in the works. This is the process of laying the foundation. We're releasing these singles right now. I think you have both of them. You've been waiting. And the second single, How I Do It.
Right.
Just pushing those to radio across the country right now, just kind of laying the project, or laying the groundwork for the four-letter project that hopefully will be out by the end of the year or the first part of the year, God willing. That's our target date, because I really want it to be right, and I really want it to have an impact that I believe it can have. So we just really want to lay a solid foundation, build that groundswell of support, and get those old fans that I used to have, get the new fans, and just kind of really build a base of support, man, and really get the music out there.
All right. Now with the folks that's digging the music, hearing us playing it here on Set Free Radio, if they want to keep up with you, find out what you got going, when the album's dropping, exact release dates, things of that nature. I know you said your Facebook, Twitter. How can they get a hold of you?
Yes, sir. The number one way is always the website. I definitely encourage people to follow me on the website. You can find out all the news, all the new information there. And even let me know what you think about this interview. If you heard this interview, by going to www.easopmusic.com. That's EASOP music.com. That's the number one way. And, of course, we're in the age of social media, so I got the Facebook page, the Twitter page. You can find me there at Easop, EASOP, at Twitter. And you can find me at Facebook as well. The name there is Easop as well, EASOP. And you can find me on YouTube as well. So, I'm all over the place, man. This social media stuff is crazy. The way it gives you the ability to connect with people and network, man. So it's been a blessing.
Right. Well, fam, we want to thank you for taking time to stop by Set Free Radio, and feel free to come by anytime.
Man, thank you for having me. It's a blessing to be on down there in the Central Valley. I just passed through there last weekend on my way to L.A., and I appreciate you having me on your show and giving me this platform to speak with you and your listeners, brother.
Oh, for sure. Yo, don't go nowhere, fam. This is Set Free Radio with Frankie D, Miss Rochelle, and that was Easop on the line, doing it big. Yo, let's go.
Frankie D and Miss Rochelle, Set Free Radio.